This is a picture of me back in 2018 when leg day was non-existent and I had sticks for legs. And this is a picture of me today. And in this video, I give you my exact leg day workout and not only blew my legs up, but brought balance to my physique. In the beginning, everyone would make fun of me because my upper body was so far ahead of my lower body. And I would constantly hear the one joke around leg day: stop skipping it. Honestly, I can't be mad because they were 100% right. I had no balance. But I knew if I wanted that complete pro level physique, I had to change my approach on how I train legs. Not only did I increase my frequency of leg days, but also the quality. And that's exactly what we'll talk about in this video. These are the exact lower body movements that actually built my legs, balanced out my physique, and allow me to stand out on stage. But before we get into the actual workout, let's take a dive into my updated training split. I'm currently on a 3-on, 1-off training split. I start the training week off with chest and arms, targeting biceps, triceps, and forearms. I then move to back and shoulders, targeting all 3 heads of the shoulder. And I finish the first segment off with legs. And that's the workout we're gonna get to in this video. I then take a rest day, repeat the same cycle with minor critique to the exercise selection. I'm curious to know you guys' training splits, so pause the video, go to the comments, and leave it down below. And now that you guys are updated on my training split, let's get into the workout. Before you train legs, you should always warm up. So what I'm doing here is I'm utilizing a foam roller, just enough to increase blood flow, but not so much where I over relax my muscles and I lose that explosiveness. And then we move into lunges, just enough to get the blood flowing, to get everything warmed up, but not so much that we exhaust ourselves. And moving into the workout, we have exercise number 1, which is leg press. We're utilizing a closed stance with our feet lower on the platform and a pad underneath our glute. I use this setup every single leg day because it locks me into better position, lets me drive through my quads harder, and prevents my lower back from taking over. Think of this as a main quad builder with massive mechanical tension, full stretch, and full drive. Every time you are doing this exercise, you need to be training as hard as you can. And here I'm just showing you guys how I set the yoga mat up. I just fold it in half again, and then I fold it in half again. Moving into exercise number 2, we have seated hamstring curl. Even on a quad focused leg day, I still hit at least 1 hamstring exercise. In my personal opinion, the seated variation is king because it works the hamstring both when it bends the knee and when it's stretched at the hip. That in itself gives you more total activation and growth potential compared to lying curls. And I've seen far too many freak accidents doing lying curls when you hyperextend your knee, so I want no part of that. When I'm feeling fired up and ready to kill it on leg day and I want to load the machine up as heavy as I can, I'm taking seated hamstring curls 10 times out of 10. But don't get me wrong, lying hamstring curls are obviously another good exercise, but if it came down to the wire and I had to make a decision, y'all already know which one I'm choosing. And that brings us to exercise number 3, good old-fashioned quad extension. Quad extensions are a pure isolator. It's only quad burn. You're locked in, no cheating, no momentum. Like, it's just straight work. I go as heavy as I can and I really focus on controlled eccentrics and squeezing at the top to really dig deep into that quad and build that quad sweep and definition. I need you guys to lock in and really pay attention. Look at the quad separation and the definition here. This is where it's made. I finish off here with single leg quad extensions, taking 1 set to absolute failure on both legs. That variation of leg press paired with single leg quad extensions will have your quads on fire. Moving on to exercise number 4, we have seated adductions. A lot of guys skip these, which is a huge mistake. Adductors add serious thickness to your legs and they actually help stabilize your squat and your leg press. So the first exercise, this helps you with that. When you take the time to train them and they actually grow, your legs don't just look wider, they look more powerful. I definitely used to sleep on this exercise, but this is bodybuilding and this is what I needed to do to get to the next level. Bringing us to exercise number 5, we have Bulgarian split squat. These right here will definitely humble you, but they will for sure add size to your legs. This is for sure a balance and stability builder. Single leg training always exposes weaknesses. It forces you to stabilize and it loads your quads and even your glutes very hard, but it also carries over into athleticism, balance, and especially stage symmetry. The goal here is to target my quads, so I have a shorter stride length and my torso is more upright. Lastly, we have calf raises. You can do seated or standing, but seated calves train the soleus, which is the muscle that sits underneath and gives you that dense, like thick look to your lower leg, which I'm personally still struggling with because I have the world's worst calf genetics. And most people, myself included, only do standing calves, but the seated variation rounds your calves out completely. Moral of the story, perform seated and standing. There you have it, my exact workout. Let's get back to the video. I need you guys to understand that training is only half the battle. If you really want your legs to grow, you need consistency. That means not skipping leg day, actually fueling your body with enough food to recover, and tracking your progression week to week. The truth is, most guys give up when their workouts get hard. They don't want to push out that last rep or go into failure, but that's exactly where the growth actually starts. Leg days aren't supposed to feel easy. They're supposed to challenge you mentally and physically. As lame as it may sound, when you push through that discomfort in the gym, you're building discipline that you can carry with you everywhere you go. If you only want to train when it feels good and you're comfortable and you're scared to be uncomfortable, you will never break that barrier above being average. But if you commit to showing up and getting better each week, even when it's rough, that's where the real progress happens. And remember, legs respond best to patience and intensity. And understand that they're a big muscle group and they take time to grow. It's not going to happen overnight. But once you lock in and they actually grow, your entire physique changes. You don't just look like a guy who lifts, you look like a complete athlete. And that's why the days of me skipping leg day are completely over. And there you have it, family. My training split and my full leg day workout are now yours. Be sure to like the video, comment down below, and tap subscribe for more fitness content. Until next time, family, keep going.